So Jerome Powell speaking today. So what happened today, right? Like if we're looking at our trading day, we have like this in here where our trading day started, and we really rolled over into the Chair Powell testimony. Did you see OC Elizabeth Warren calling Elon Musk our co-president?
Oh man.
Five times. 5 times co-president Elon Musk. Elizabeth Warren.
Oh man. That is man, that's hilarious. Uh
She's man. She's
I
got too
don't-
many
too many what?
cats, meow. She's a cat lady, crazy cat lady.
Oh yeah. Man, I don't know. I think this is gonna be a fantastic, phenomenal. Yeah, exactly, Alex. A phenomenal 4 years. Hopefully, full 4 years. Uh, and guys, I mean, this guy. I mean, I like what he's doing. But some of their team and even himself, they're a little bit cuckoo. But into a business perspective, this guy knows what he's doing. So, I mean, just so you know, if you're a Trump lover, I supported it when he wasn't campaigning. But now that he's office, well, as I do with my own president, it's time for criticizing, right? So just so you know, guys, I'm also gonna be jumping into the meme train with that. But yeah, this guy is hilarious. I loved it. Sorry, this girl was hilarious. I loved it. Hi, OC. I'm here. What's up, Cytheria? Great to see you, my friend. So, how it went today, Alex? Man,
No
we
trade.
what is it? No trade. I see.
No trade.
Oh, could you maybe explain
You
why
know
there
what?
is no trade? Yep.
Because Elon Musk changed his X profile to Harry Balls.
Oh, dude. How do you call them? Those little kids that used to play Minecraft. I mean, here we call them rat kids, or I don't
This
know.
is
Is it
Elon
Harry
Musk's Twitter right
Balls?
now.
Oh shit, man. Uh Dude, who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? I mean,
This
every
this guy's
generation
going
has, yeah, every
this
generation
guy's
has
going to
its
Mars
own.
and he's got hairy balls.
By the way, he's picking up. He is picking up beef with one of the richest men in Mexico. They both, I think they set up a bet that Elon Musk is going to be able to meet his plan for colonizing Mars. And do you give it? I don't know if you know this, but do you know how much of a bet that was? Remember, the two richest men in the world. Well, one of the two richest men in the world, top something.
That's wild.
What do you think was the betting amount?
I don't know. 5 billion.
That's what I would think. But man, millionaires, they don't make their money betting. Not if you're not by Syrian, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they bet $1, man. They bet
Uh,
one single US. Holy
they just
shit.
care about winning.
Exactly. Exactly.
Money's
Oh
not an
man.
object to them. It's not important.
Yeah, exactly. Can I take over for a second?
Yeah, hairy balls for the win.
Tequila balls for the win. Let's go. By the way, let's take a look at something here. And I want to take a look at what's happening here, which this really looks like what Alex was looking at, right? Minus the end part. So just like this is what something like what Alex had on the screen on the screen, right? Something important. Let me just clear up my spaghetti. It is identifying patterns or structure in the market, right? I mean, at this point, we know we're coming down. We have a little range, V-shaped recovery, high, not high in the previous range. That's indicating us 70% chances of ranging. This is not me just pulling out of my sleeve. This is, oh, not that one. This one. This is part of a schematic, right? Which is Wyckoff. Wyckoff is an advanced stuff, all right? So just learn the basics. For me, I only learned from the SOS from backwards. That's it. And if we go for the bearish scenario, I do the same thing. I just look for the SOW and backwards. I don't look at the outcome of those patterns. Why? Because there's not only two, either distribution or an accumulation. There's like 10 accumulation setups and like 10 or 15 distribution setups. And regarding how they behave inside of the range is it played out. But I mean, and it's not me telling you that this is advanced, right? This is advanced. But if you just simplify it and then just look at the range, let me show it to you. If you look at this pattern here, so little range V-shaped recovery high, not high in the previous range, that gives 70% chance of ranging. You know there's a range coming. That's it. Period. And then you consider the range as a non-breakout. So what you do when you have a non-breakout, you hedge the range, right? And this was proof of one of the success traits that we've been following along. Remember this one? We've been talking about Litecoin for a long time. We identified it. Remember, we gave the entry. We were expecting to enter here, but we didn't. I mean, it actually went for this double bottom here. There we go. Up, take 50% out. Keep your long open, right? That's why take 50% out. Open up a short. Go shorting here. Take profits, right? Keep your short open. Add to your long for a full long. Long it. Take 50% out. Add to your short for a full short open. And then what happens? Flips up, right? This is part of the strategy because remember, a range, it's an unknown breakout. Remember that. Unknown breakout on a range. So if we don't know, let's get prepared for both case scenario. That's why we keep both a long and a short open, right? We keep them both out and we only take 50% out of profits and then we reallocate it for another chance of full profit gains in there, right? So how many trades we did? One long, 50% out, 50% already pocket, right? One short, 50% out, another 50% pocket. Another long, we reinvest that into the next long, right? So another 50% out pocket, all right? And then what happened to the short? We reallocate 50% in for another 50% out, but in this case, this is not taken. This is in fact negative. Let's just go for the worst case scenario, negative 50%, right? It's not, guys, just so you understand this, for us to have that 50% out, and I'm talking about the possible profits, we will need to have a stop loss like that. Like that, 1-to-1. So whatever I bet is whatever I lose, right? But we don't, that's why we have a 2-to-1. Sorry, come on, a almost 2%, 1-to-3, almost 1-to-4. My God, sorry about that. 1-to-4 parity here. So we only lose 1/4% here. So divide 50 by 4. This is whatever percentage you are losing. But let's go for the worst case scenario. So this one counteracts this one. Therefore, you already have 100% of a full trade taken. And then what happens? Let's just reverse this. There we go. So what happens to my short here? What happens to my short right there? Stopped out. That was the 50% that we removed from here. And what happened to my long that I kept open? What happened to my long that I kept open? All the way down here. Right? Minus just the stop loss. Minus the stop loss. That is a 22% gains with no leverage. We're doing 5x. So 22 times 5. Anyone helps me there?
Yeah, I'll help. You.
110.
What do you think it is? 110.
Yeah, 110. Perfect. This is not 100% truth because remember, we already have taken 50% out. So 110 divided by 2, right? Divide that by 2, 55%, all right? And then what else? I mean, minus fees and whatever. So you will be having a 55% gains on this long right down here, the same long that we took out. And that is discounting already our stop loss and maybe a little bit of fees. What do you want? Maybe 5% fees just to be very expensive. So minus 5, that will get us a 50% on that trade. So, man, I would say that this is a pretty good movement. I don't know. So, guys, this is why it's important to give a perspective on what you're doing and not trade based on on numeric price allocation, which means, like for example, new members, and this is a common theme. It is, hey, I want to enter on 100 on Litecoin. Is it still valid? Yeah, I don't know, like maybe, right? But it's not because of that price. It's not because of the number. It's because of the market structure, right? So when you start looking at market structure and the perspective of it, we have TradFly in the room, man. That is such an honor. Let me invite him to speak. What is up, brother? If you can, please come on stage. Based on that perspective, right, we can start looking at when and where we're going to be entering, because it's not the same entering. Let's go to, yeah, GM. We've been also talking about GM, and remember the same thing happened, coming down, clear range, higher, right? High, not higher than the previous range that gives us what, 70% chance of ranging. It is not the same longing in here or longing in here. You see what I mean? And why is that? Because here you could almost had no stop loss, while in here you would have needed a stop loss of, come on, lower than 1-to-1. You see the risk factor? So both case scenario, they were at 18, both entries, but the structure was not there and the breakout was not there, right? So it's not about the number. It's about the structure in the market. And also remember, we talked about this trend line for an early in risk, at risk, very risky entry, right? It played out fantastically. So just so you know, guys, this is what I was looking while Alex was streaming his setup. Let me draw back mine and welcome TradFly. What is up, brother? How's it going? Muted, maybe?
There you go. I was trying to hit it. It wasn't going, man. It was just like looking at me. I don't know what was up. But what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah, man. You too. You too. Yeah, dude. I've definitely been keeping an eye on things here recently, and one of the things I put out on X and been talking about a little bit more on the show is looking at some of these areas of support. And when you have that consolidation over those areas and you start looking for liquidity building up on the bottom side of those support areas, and you see those quick wicks down, kind of claim that liquidity, and then it gets back into the range very, very quickly. And a lot of times you'll see, a bullish candle following that. I've been hitting on those quite a bit recently, and it's been pretty consistent for me. And it doesn't take a lot, man. It doesn't take a much in terms of indicators. It just takes you checking the market a couple times for a few days, and just setting up a couple alerts. And I'll be honest with you, been pretty nice little setup there here as of late. And then of course now. Uh, Again, looking at liquidity, you guys know that that's kind of a big driving force for a lot of my TA. We had a nice spot up there just over the point of control. I want to say it was about 98.4. So talked about a little bit about that yesterday, and how what you could see is once it gets over the point of control is it'll go up and grab that liquidity and then come back down. And it's really been how that's played out. The good news is we're finding price action right now that's kind of in the middle of all the liquidity, right? So now you can start turning back to some of that traditional TA, and looking for some movements off of the point of control, and things of that nature. But yeah, man, it's been cool. It's been fun. Definitely have I think about four longs open right now. Was pretty fortunate with catching the wicks. I would say, I guess almost a week ago when everything kind of dumped, for that one day. I didn't get shook out. I was just kind of waiting. I looked for a strong candle, strong reaction when the market, some of these coins like Cardano specifically, dumped about 40% in just one day. So that for me, it just spelled opportunity. And it's very important to get ahead of the market. Like, it's one of the things, it's like, are you ready for the move that's coming? It's okay to kind of predict where it's going. I'm more of a person that kind of waits and lets the price come to me. And that's kind of when I put in a little more capital into the game, right? So you get these big moves, you'll have these little flash crashes, for lack of better words. But if you have these areas already kind of on your charts, you got those horizontals, you see some influence on the charts that kind of line up, why not put an alert there, and why not take a look when price action comes down there to see the reaction that you get. And if you get those reactions that you're looking for, always could be, an opportunity. And it's up to you and how you want to play the game. For me, I use super low leverage or no leverage on some of the plays. Like I took a Solana trade, I used no leverage. I took ADA, I took AVAX, and I used 3x leverage. So it was a measure to protect myself, as well as try to get in. When the getting in's good, especially when we had that big dip. So right now, just kind of riding it out. I got a couple key levels that are on my charts right now, just looking for if we do lose the value area low, for Bitcoin, which kind of coincides with a pretty key level around 92.5, then my stance kind of changes, and, I'll probably exit those positions. But for now, everything's looking pretty good on my side. Appreciate you having me up. Hope all is well with you guys.
Thanks, man. See, there's so many ways to skin the cat. That's the one, right? Like, I mean, there's so many different styles. I'd say, like, you got 3 people here who all know how to extract money out of the markets. It's just how we do it, right? I think for me, I'm like hyper focused in the morning, trade for like 3 hours and I'm done for the day. Whereas, OC can, monitor his trades and be like sort of medium time frame, and then TradeFly, you're super busy. So it's like it's nice for you to probably get in, know your risk, low leverage, kind of let the trade do its thing, and then collect once you're done, right? I mean, it shows you can like fit it into any kind of lifestyle as well, right? Which is so important.
Yeah, that's key, man. I've had to change, I'd say, my style over time, just based on, like you said, just being busy. And it's a beautiful thing that there's always opportunity. And I know a lot of people get upset. They're like, I missed this, I missed that. Don't worry. Like there will be another opportunity tomorrow and then the next day. And I tell a lot of people like I'm never gonna be rich trading crypto, and they're like, oh gosh, you're the Bitcoin guy, you must be rich. No, I'm not rich. But I do make consistent money, and that's good enough for me. I'm not in it to try to make those crazy gains. I'm in it to supplement my income. And if you approach it that way, you never get upset about, oh, I could have made $100,000. I could have made this, I could have made that. And you get a lot of that in the beginning, but as you trade for a longer period of time, there's a lot of times that you get out of things and you'll have regret. I'll say seller's remorse a lot of time, more so than buyer's remorse. And you see something pump and you're like, dang, if I would have held on to that, I would have got this, I would have done that. And then you look back at it and some like Cardano, I tell people this story. I got out of Cardano at I think $2.56. And at the time, I was pretty happy about it. Then it kept going up and it was up over $3. And I was like, oh, wow. Like I should have held on to it. Everybody was right. And now Cardano's, down around 79, 80 cents. So hindsight, looking back on it, it was a great move because if I would have hodled that, I would have actually been under my entry. My entry was about $1. So understand, a lot of times that you'll see these big pushes up and you'll kind of think about what it could have been, and then you'll see it retrace pretty hard. It just comes in cycles. And so really it's a matter of, I think, just identifying those key levels, getting into a position, and then, having an exit strategy. I know these guys talk about it quite a bit. The exit strategy is big. There's a lot of people DCA in, DCA out. And again, fitting it around your schedule is also key too, and there was somebody that asked me a question, I would say probably about a month ago. And they're like, what's your routine? And I was like, damn, like, I've kind of lost that. And it made me refocus. So now morning and evening, I make it a point where, I spend
This
20
is the
minutes,
difference
30 minutes on the chart, just lining everything out. There's my trend lines, there's my horizontals, there's my pivot areas, there's my liquidity. And, it made me refocus because I was just like, man,
Got
I've lost, what I used to do and what made me very effective. I think it was the benefit of just talking about it every day and doing content creation that, actually was detrimental, I think, to my trading. But that's a big thing, man. Keeping the discipline, keeping the routine, and keeping to your strategy. And once you find something that's effective, don't stray. Master that. Master that.
It's so true. Like for me, being accountable to like my community and stuff is really just like I can tell when I'm off. Like my number one trading rule is like how am I feeling, right? So like, and then I'll have to adjust like during my live stream where I'm only going half a position size, or you know what I mean. I'll still trade, but it's like how am I doing at that moment? And it's like if I'm not getting up, like I'm up 6:30, prepping for like an hour and a half before my live stream, getting ready, making sure I have, that basis. But it's like it's so true when, for me I want to hit that snooze, or I don't want to, most days that, it's good. I love it because I do love showing up, right? Which makes it easier, but it's also like if I don't set myself up for success and trade a plan every single day, I'm really at a disadvantage. And this is player versus player, and it's you versus you, right? So I think, if you're going up against these crazy algorithms every single day and you expect to extract some money out of it, you better be sharp, right? So I think, cutting out just over trading, sometimes being patient, giving yourself enough time, it's all gonna add to your win rate, to your mental health too, because trading's stressful as well. So it's like all those things come into play. Like you can really do a really good look at, if you look at what your life looks like in general, and then you look at what your trading looks like, I bet you it looks similar.
Yeah, man. Sound advice. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me up, man. I'm just gonna hang out, listen to you guys a little bit. I'm sure these people are here to look at some of that good TA. I know you guys are two of the best, so I'll let you guys get back to that. And appreciate you having me up. And Alex, I'll see you later, man.
I'll see you later, brother.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you, Trifly, for stopping by. Really appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And OC, I'll be seeing you soon, man. Maybe in a couple weeks, huh? In
Man, we
real
get to get
life.
together. Yeah, he's coming to visit. I'm gonna be going to Cozumel, and I'm gonna be receiving you guys. So make a plan. I'll make sure that we got enough tequila. Even if you don't drink, I'll just make sure that we just have enough tequila.
Just always, yeah. And OC's gonna eat the worm.
Dude, I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time, and then I'll get to meet Alex this year too. So
There you go,
Life is
baby.
complete. Life is complete, man.
Let's go.
Nice.
All right, boys. You
Thank you
guys
very
take care.
much. Take care, brother.
Yeah, man. Later.
Later. So, guys, there's, I think, two things to get out from here. I always say this. Recently, I have not been talking about this, but every single one of us have a different success story, right? What we all have in common, the same not success story, the same failures, right? So I think that's why it's very important to talk about when we fail, how can we make things better? Because if you look at 90% of the traders that do not make money on the market, we all are doing the same mistakes, right? So the opportunity will present itself based on your style. Like, for example, right here, Alex of Crypto is a master trader, and Tradefly is a master in building ideas and taking them to life. Man, that is amazing. I mean, this guy is so busy, and that depends also on you. If you find something that you're good at and you can make money out of it, man, do not waste it. Do not waste that opportunity. Take it. And then if you still like trading, trade it for maybe added income, right? To maybe when how is it called? When shed hits the fan scenario, you can still have international money coming into you by trading. You can short it, you can long it, so on and so forth, right? And also talking about something very interesting, it is your routine, right? What is your morning routine? Let me share with you one of the most important videos I've ever seen here, which is my morning routine before coming to work. Let me show it to you. Morning routine, let me translate that. Night routine for going to work tomorrow.
Sound? I got no sound.
Oh.
Para prepararte mañana para trabajar.
Translator?
He's crying. He's making a...
Rutina de noche para prepararte mañana para trabajar.
No, of course that is a joke, guys. Of course a joke. I just looked at it and it was like hilarious. No. I mean, of course that's a joke. Dude, if you're that unhappy with your work, guys, change it. Or look for other things, right? But I mean, it is always important to have a morning routine. Not a morning routine, but something that you can rely on, get back and focused, right? And get your eyes on the target. That's what's going to get you far, right? So after all of this, I think we can keep going. By the way, guys, why don't we do something for our members? Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, let's just give away $30 to everyone that's willing to take the bull by the horns. Would you be agreeing with that, Alex? Let's just make Chart
We're gonna
Prime
give
gives
everybody
away some
$30?
money. What? Yeah, why not? Right? So let's do that. All right. Let me share something here. I got it prepared, but I just kind of like flop it here. Give you guys 1 second. Let's do that. So let me share my screen here. Guys, if you're watching this, please go running and let's take your $30 right here. That's not the one. Announcements. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Remember, guys, that we have a trading competition. All right. There is amazing prizes. iPhone 16 Pros that you can exchange for a better Android. Lifetime Chart Prime to take a look at the best indicators for, of course, lifetime. Third place, $500. Tons of free prizes and subscriptions. And why not? Go and take your free $30 to start trading, guys. Free money. There we go. I don't think you're gonna get that much money anywhere else. If you're on YouTube, go visit our Chart Prime Discord. Make sure you sign up with this link in here and also redeem your $30 for free. Let's go. All right, guys. So and also a little trick in here. If you also are on Discord, consider subscribing, because if you bring your coins that you want to trade for the contest, we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you. Bring the coins. We'll make an analysis for you. You take the decision where to enter, but we'll give you our perspective of traders. So what are you waiting for? You got best indicators in the market. You got two analysts that's gonna be behind you, supporting what your thoughts and also what you're looking at. Remember, it's only an opinion, right? Not financial advice. And best of all, you have free money to get it started. So what do you have to lose? Nothing. And also, if you're planning to subscribe, remember that you have a 7-day money back guarantee. That is not a free trial. That is not a free trial. You pay up front, but if for any reason you decide you don't like it, you don't want it anymore, before that 7-day limit ends, just contact support, tell us why you did not like it, and hassle-free will give you a full refund. So other than that, Alex, what are you looking in the market? What is your plan for jumping in maybe in Bitcoin and then fuck Ethereum? Let's go.
Yeah. Of course. No, I'm waiting right now. I'm looking to get in long, actually. I'm looking to take this back up to VWAP, but right now I'm just waiting to see if we get a bounce out of here. We're gonna get a nice bull div in here right now, and this just seems very overextended in my opinion on Bitcoin right now. So you can see clearly losing this support level, okay? But nonetheless, a big rollover. What goes down must come up. We're coming into this key area in here. So for me, I'm pretty interested right now. So I want to see, Jerome Powell testimony right here. But if anything, we can see that we've moved up quite nicely here, mitigating these lows. So we've come in here right now. We've taken the lows over here. Nice bull div in here. Okay, looking to push back and then possibly continue down. Okay, but this is one of my key areas. This is, if we're going swing low to swing high, we got a lot of stuff going on in this box here. So we have, our golden pocket, which we're bouncing off right now. 786 area, right? So we have that area in here. We also have, if we zoom in, we also have a big fair value gap. Okay, so look at this here. We got, so we get price action. This is very scammy. This is like Super Bowl. Okay, this is where the Super Bowl happened. And then you have this up only zone in here. So this is my only concern below us right now, is that if we do fall through here, right, because we're looking over here, right, we could come for this zone in here. Okay, very possible. But for now, we're filling up this fair value zone. We've swept the lows in here. We have gone down only for the day. So for me right now, this is, intention. I always talk about intention. What is the intention with this trade? Okay, this is not to swing for the fences to go to Valhalla. Okay, I would like this to be a nice swing trade, but for me, this is for a retrace continuation. Because we have broken this low in here, we've rolled over quite aggressively. I'm looking for a retrace back up and a continuation down, maybe possibly into this low in here. But for me, it's this trade that I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. So intention is so important on time frames, right? Where OC might be looking for something like this, right? Where he's looking to take that trade and take it all the way up to $100,000, right? He can give a little bit more wiggle room and have a much bigger play, right? Which is very valid, very good trade, right? But for me, my intention is I'm short-term time trader. I'm looking for something like this, right? Every single day, I'm looking to just take this up. And this fits my criteria quite perfectly, right? So having a strategy, understand that, hey, golden pocket bounce right now. We got VWAP above us. Look at that. Easy target. Order block within these lows here. Revisiting the lows of this range, okay? So it makes a lot of sense. It fits a lot of my criteria. However, the thing is that we're rolling over right now, right? So the trend is down. We want to be on the side with trend, right? So bull divs in here. I want to see higher low, continuation back up into this area here. If I get the confirmations of reclaiming kind of this area in here and some strengths coming in, I'll fire off along, right? Easy stop, loss below the low, look for continuation back up. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I've given you guys a couple of ideas. We talked about the SUI trade that we took over the weekend. This thing was absolute fire. Continuing to push here and getting up. I think we're up like 20% on this trade. Yeah, 21%. Pretty wild. But our favorite token here, our favorite one for Mr. OC Guy, He loves this. Okay, this is his favorite setup here. Okay, he's looking for a continuation trade here on Ethereum. Okay, he wants to see strength, and we are right at a key
Yes.
level of support right now. So can we bounce? That is the question that we all want OC to answer. But for me, this is looking like a nice push up into our trend line. Remember, we talked about this trend line. We needed to get above the trend line and look for the continuation trade, or we can look for a retrace back down to the trend line and continuation. Well, guess where we're at? We're at the retrace back down. Like I said with Bitcoin, this is a swing trade. So we can use our scalping to possibly get a better entry, right? So if we're looking in here, we understand there's an order block down here. There's support and resistance here. What do we want to see here, right? I want to see a higher low. Okay, so this looks like a higher low, right? I would also, if I want to zoom in and be very picky, I would like to see this broken. Okay, so a couple of things here that we can look for. ETH could do this and then bounce and then go. Okay, so depending on your time zone, are you looking for this? Okay, higher high, that would give me an indication to possibly get long. But for now, looking for this big bounce off of this key level given to you guys yesterday. So make sure you guys are always looking at those key levels we give in advance. Solana. Solana is actually looking like a possible breakout retest. Okay, a lot different than ETH. Okay, so we have this big downwards trend line here on Solana. Okay, and you can see we got a stiletto pattern here. Okay, there's your stiletto pattern. The breakout. Okay, bearish divergence. So concerning. That's the only thing that's really concerning about this area. Okay, however, we have broken that trend line and we are retesting that trend line. So do we come down into this area or do we hold this area? Definitely looking. Definitely looking. So if I was you, I would go here. I would put a horizontal line and I'd put an alarm. Okay, and just leave it. Those are a couple of things I'm looking at, but it's very dependent on if Bitcoin looks to hold. Remember, Monday can be a false move. Okay, false move Monday is a very real thing. Okay, and what happened Monday is that we pushed up, right? So what are we doing now? We're pushing back down. We pushed up over Monday. Now we are pushing down. So be careful. Wait for the confirmation of the reversal. Don't just press buy here because I said I'm looking for a bounce here. I'm waiting for confirmation. If I get the confirmation, I take the trade. If not, I wait, right? Too overextended for me to short. So I think the short was on the break here, in here this morning. Didn't take it. That's fine. That's fine. You set a new plan, you set a new strategy, you look to manage your risk and take high probability setups. And those are the things that I'm looking at right now.
Nice. Love it. So let's take a look at that. Man, guys, I know I say F Ethereum, but I still like Ethereum. I still have a little bit of it and I'm trying to get back at it. Man, I might be looking for, yeah, soup of the lows right there. I mean, you were spot on with that on my perspective. I think I might be just holding it off just a little bit more, trying to catch it. I might be FOMOing in, right? And maybe I'll buy the top again and make money on it. But we'll see. Other than that, I got a couple of things that exactly my superpower. Buy the tops and still make money on it. Oh man. We still have 15 minutes, so let me take over here really fast and let me show a couple of things that I've been looking at for making a little bit more money here. Popcat making that little range after breaking the main range. Remember, I'm gonna keep drilling your brain with this, guys. So coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, high, next high, not higher than the previous range. Guess what? 70% chances of ranging. We calculate the range. There we go. First short, first long. Then what happens? Breakout, TP number 1. We are still hovering above that area of support now because we pull that long above. We could also start looking at something like this, right? Something like that. So be aware that this could also be an ranging scenario because of this double top pattern. We are losing the oscillator right here, so that is dangerous. Then why am I showing this to you guys? Because there is a chance that we can go visit lower trend lines in here. So this trend line right here at somewhere around 0.23. But since I expect Bitcoin to do a little bit of a pullback, maybe we could get dragged all the way down here, right there, right? And do what I was expecting on the very first run up, right? So let me just clear this up for sake of less spaghetti. And we're going to be looking for a possibility entry trade as we come back here, and then we take the next TP number 1, TP number 2, all right? Be careful because we can have some sweep of the lows or even a double bottom. Let's just add our indicators to start looking what could we be going farther down, and this is not fun. Look at that trend line that is being built up in here along with creating this this bullish pattern here, falling wedge. Usually those falling wedges tend to break to the upside. We already have the breakout. It's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, a retest entry point. And what am I aiming at this and not at the trend line of the entry point? And why not right all the way here at 0.16? That is because we have a ton of order blocks. Despite they are bearish order blocks, we can have a big reallocation of those order blocks. So that's why I'm telling you, we could be bouncing here or maybe at a double bottom. Still remains to be seen. As soon as we lose this automated trend line, look at that, it's gone. Now it's there. Now it's gone. Now it's there. You see this trend line here, this trend line. That's automated from Market Dynamics Pro. As long as we're losing that automated trend line, I think the next possible target is going to be somewhere around 0.21. And remember, we're looking for flip of the ribbon. That flip of the ribbon could maybe happen a little bit before of what I'm expecting there, but still, I'm going to push it all the way down. Remember, wait for the signals, and there we go. We have a crossing area on alert on 0.27 to then, so I can come here and do another analysis. Something that I want to come back to it, right? It is uranium. Uranium, we're back on the range. Remember that we took advantage of this movement here, then we lose everything, and then remember half of an entry right here. Remember, half of an entry, and then half of an entry right there all the way down here. What's happening? We're building up this trend line here. Guys, I would say that depending on how big your position is, half of a position, depending on how big your half a position is, I would be saying I'm getting ready to take out 50%. Why is that? Let me show you that we have a flat top in here, all right? A flat top right there, which is previous weekly high. Very close to it, we have two. One's resistance and the other one is a money flow POC, all right? Usually when we have this formation in here, which by the way is not a flat top triangle, because if we are strict, this is a rising wedge, right? Rising wedge breaks to the downside. Flat top triangles break to the upside. Regardless, we are not yet seeing strength on the movement, despite we already have been climbing, and we're almost at the end of the range. So there's two scenarios, up or down. Regardless, we already have one out of this entry. Let's take some profits, guys. Let's take some profits. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Wrong button on my keyboard. Got a little excited there. So we already are in profits. Let's take some profits. Let's claim that money that is on the ether for us, because if we do not take it, if we do not reach out and actively take it, somebody's going to take it from us, all right? So for me, I'm going to be taking 50% out of my half of a position, right? And just let it run. By the way, setting a stop loss at my entry point, which by the way, it was at 26. It was somewhere around 27.60, something like that. Yes, 27.60 seems about right. Why? Because I was, this pullback kind of like it makes me nervous. But whatever. The point is that we're already on profits, and let's just let it run. But again, pay yourself, all right? Another one that I want to take on, it is Disney. Man, I hate
Ooh.
Disney. Yeah.
Lucky
And
Charms. They ruined Star Wars.
I know, man. They've been, dude. They have hands of intestine hands. Whatever they touch, they make it shit. Recently, yeah, man. Recently. So I mean, Disney. Yeah, I know, Daggett. So do I feel like that. But still, I mean, we can maybe do some money here. Remember that we were expecting this dead cat bounce, and what happens with a little bit more time, it played out, right? Something differently of what I was expecting. It was bouncing out of the trend line. At this point, the plan is over. Remember, if we start losing this trend line and we are not making it back up above, remember, we're bouncing below. And what's happening? Exactly that. We're bouncing below. All right. Dead cat bounce, maybe further continuation. Let's use our indicators to see how far can we be going. The first area of profits, if you're shorting this, will be somewhere around 106. If not, maybe just give it a wait. I would be looking for a monthly low at again 106 around that area. And now, where are you, my friend? Where are you? Where are you? Here it is, money flow POC. And then looking at a possible target out of 102. All right, so be patient. I think we have a little more downwards movement on Disney. In fact, right here live, I'm going to be putting my alert. This area, which it ended up being at 102.36. All right, so that's what I'm going to be looking for. Disney and Meta. Meta has been killing it, man. It's been killing it. 4 hours, but non-stop growth in here. I don't like that much Meta. I mean, I think that this guy should have stand up for our, like be a little bit more of a leader here. But still, it has a breakout here. I'm going to be waiting for a retracement, possible entry right there. Remember, it's not about the breakout. It's about the retracement or the pullback, right? But still, look at here. We want to go below. So as soon as I get flip of the ribbon, if I'm at support, if I'm still at support, with flip of the ribbon, I will be entering right there. So I'm still going to be putting another alert on Meta here, just in case we get that. And finally, Roblox. Man, I like Roblox, but look at that, dude. I have no idea what's going on with Roblox. To be honest, I have no idea. But this is not looking cool. Something interesting that's happening is that we are right now on support, and we already have a little bit of a flip of the ribbon. Nothing for sure. So I do believe that we're gonna be having a higher high here, and then we're gonna be flipping below this area and continuing downwards. So be careful with Roblox, and that is because I mean, it was just doing great until it didn't. So if you're planning to re-enter, be careful on Roblox. We could flop very badly here in the next area of support. As you can see, well, we're losing this area of support, so we'll be at previous weekly lows at 59.22. So very spot on that arrow right there. Other than that, let me throw it back to you, Alex. And I don't know if you have something else, or you want to wrap it up, let me know.
I think we've covered a lot today. I mean, right now Bitcoin's rolling over. There's not a the hopium is that we hold here, right? And have that higher low. That's kind of where I'm at. Other opportunities. Things are kind of coming back within their range. If we're looking around, I would say you're waiting for support to happen. So some sort of, as we continue to come down, and then you're looking for a reversal signal. Okay, so a thing that I always suggest to anybody who's new to trading or who go and watch some price action and watch where a reversal happens at a top, at a low, and kind of get used to what that looks like and where after you see the reversal where you would get into a trade, right? So like if you're looking at any chart, like we could go, and I always suggest, just use, this is Link, right? So Link's coming back into this support area, but go and look at what it looks like Alt V, right? Alt V, Alt V, Alt V, right? Alt V. And these are where you want to be taking your trades, right? So what does it look like in these areas, right? So that when Link comes in here and it revisits previous highs and it looks to find support, where's the confirmation that gives you the confidence to get into the trade, right? You can use all your indicators and stuff like that. But look, you got a reversal warning here on your 15 minutes. So you're looking for a bounce here. What are you looking for? You're looking for a higher low. You're looking for a sweep and a bounce, right? You're looking for stalling out, higher low, right? There's a whole bunch of things that go into getting into the trades at these areas that you want to be in the trade, right? You don't want to be in the trade here and then guessing, right? You want to find, nice entry, easy stop loss. One, right? That's the key. Is like if I get long here, I have a very clear invalidation point, and that would be below this low here. It's nice and cheap. Where do I target? Well, that's totally up to you. Maybe you pull on like a dynamic reactor, a fixed range. Maybe you go to the median, or maybe you go to, your yellow level up in here, right? Looking to hold there. You could use that's very good for targets. You can use a dynamic reactor, anything of a key level. You can use an order block above here, right? If you're looking to come back into this area in here, right? So just having a plan, knowing what a reversal looks like is going to help you a lot. So there's a lot of work when price action and you're waiting, because trading is waiting, right? When you're waiting, there's lots to be doing when you're waiting, and you can always be learning, back testing, building out charts, all that stuff. So you don't necessarily have to be in a trade all the time. That no position is a position. However, you can still do some work on getting better as a trader when you're not in a trade. That's what I would suggest.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. Guys, I think it's time to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining. Remember to grab your free indicators and your free money right there. Remember that our contest is based also on volume of trading, and you can make win a ton of prizes. So give it a try. I think you have basically nothing to lose, right? And of course, take advantage of what you got there. Remember that there is always risk in there. As long as you manage your risk, you're going to be doing great. And also be cautious. Remember what Alex just mentioned. Sometimes no position, it's a position. Be careful out there in the market. Hey guys, thank you so much. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.